to do with that. I got the streets on my back. Carry it like I'm moving the. I told him to 100, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning. Skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning. I had me a pop by the morning. I had me some breaks by the morning. I had a six by the morning. I got on a meat, no pneumonia. The rats keep me up on the podium. I had a in my shoulder. You got a bitch. Jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man. Who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too. Dripping my swag. Tag on I got it in the bag, man. I'm getting all type of cash. I'm a general true.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
380. Lucy. Throw that. 11. Lucy. Move.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
380. 372.
Now Bortles rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A shotgun snap for Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson escaping the pressure right. To the right side, complete to Miller. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
Watson looks to throw again. Flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Reset, reset, reset. Down. Green the line. Green the line. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
They'll run. This is Blue. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Alfred Blue, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Past the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans set to come onto the field. As we know, they had the chance last week, Charles, to lock up the division. Couldn't do it. Now it all comes down to the final week of the season. But once again, they control their destiny.
And that's a good thing. But I wonder about mindset because you mentioned they had a chance to lock it up last week, didn't. Are they bringing extra pressure to themselves now? Even though they control their own destiny with a win, now because they didn't get it done before, will they be even tighter as they approach this game?
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. There on the catch, Alfred Blue. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the gun, here's Watson. Finds a seam inside the 40. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 1st and 10, Watson. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A really good pickup at 28 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. He'll get 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
I can't imagine we'd see another throw here. Third and goal from the 1. Here's Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Texans will extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey, and the lead now stands at 13. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now Watson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. A strong safety, Barry Church, all over that one and knocked it away.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On second down, here's Watson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack.
This interception would go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Bortles leads the Jags up first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Hey. Green 80. Hey, 54 Ricky. Hey, 54 Ricky.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. He's going to rifle one deep left. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Richmond.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Going deep for Hopkins. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Black 22. Black 22.
Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. He finds Hopkins complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Steps away to his left. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
And that's why the Houston Texans use a 3rd-round pick on Jordan Akins out of UCF. A little bit older than the normal rookie at 25, but remember, he spent time in minor league baseball coming out of high school, and he used those skills as an outfielder to track that pass for a touchdown.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he stopped immediately there. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
11B. 380. Move. 11B. Lucy.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken from just outside the 30.
Whoosh.
Touchdown, Houston. In for the score, and the Texans will extend their lead.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, That's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. That's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Bailey got the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Green 80.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Richmond. Tiger. Hey, watch the slant.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. A.J. Boye with a pick. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
And he is going to be hit and taken down. Bortles sacked. Jadeveon Clowney in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
Green 80. Hey, spread left. 11. Green 80. 372. Lucy. Green is it.
To throw is Bortles. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jadeveon Clowney in there for sack number 22 on the year. Just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And now out comes Houston. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But
He's going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Richmond. Tiger.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Wide open receiver, complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Come back.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Flush to his right. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Texans add on. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the route is on here in this first half. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Green 80. Hank.
Bortles now on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. Marquise Lee as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars get a score closer. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will get them one closer. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Watson on 1st down. He's got his man in the crossing route. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. The final shot before the break. Watson, Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Now it's Ellington to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Black 22. Black.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, penalty. What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Here's Ryan Quigley now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part...
And now here is another interception. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1. We want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable that they even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hank. Lucy.
On second down, here's Bortles. And my goodness, another interception. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And that's complete. It's Allington. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Jordan Akins, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And they got the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Jags. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes.
T.J. Yeldon, the 40, 20, 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. T.J. Yeldon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Now it's Ellington to return. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Here's Webb. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
To throw on second down, here's Webb. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Here's Webb. It's hauled in by Ellington. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. On first down, it's Webb. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now Leonard Fournette. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. Fournette, a first down carry. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off?
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquise Lee, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that will shave one more off this lead. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Now it's Ellington to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On second down, Webb. eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to send this one deep right, and this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Webb. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. They'll run with Foreman, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. Back now in Houston. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Texans on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! 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 Ohio!
Out of the gun, it's Webb. Drops it to Blue, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check, check. 3 down, 3 down. Under crush, under crush, under crush. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist.
Now Foreman. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
This is a question of who wants it more. Easy to get stuck behind all the big bodies, but you've got to find a space and fight forward for the 1st down.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38. 52 to fight, boy. 52. Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Now a 1st down throw. Webb. His throw incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio!
throwing again. Webb. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. A strong safety, Barry Church, all over that one and knocked it away. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio! Cut!
Off play action, it's Webb. And that's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at the 3. And he's going to be out of bounds here on the return at his own 2-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They begin with a run by Yeldon. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
They've got to do a better job up front and create some space because they're right there, almost literally on their own goal line.
Just a couple of feet away from a safety. That could have been disastrous. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Green 80! Green 80! Lucy, Lucy!
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. He finds Coleman. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a 1st down. Bortles now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Bortles. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Andre Howe. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Throwing on 1st down. Webb. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Webb now from the gun. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know. This is taken at his 4. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 27.
4 down. Green 80. Green 80.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep. And my goodness, another interception. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
Eight. The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure?
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Webb to throw. Escaping. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. They will face a 2nd and 9 now following the penalty. That one looks like he'll throw here. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And he finds a man with a crossing route. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them. No pickup.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poor.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by K'Von Webster. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
Now Webb. And an alley to run. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up. But he's still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
The Texans on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. To throw, Webb. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.